Hi, Clarinet players. Today's lesson is going to be a review of how to put your clarinets together. So, as always, you're going to start with your reed. Carefully take it out of the pack. Put that back down somewhere. Put the reed right in your mouth. And you're going to start soaking it. Now, it's going to take you a couple minutes to get your clarinet together, and it's going to take a couple minutes to get this reed soaked. So you're going to continue the rest of this video. You're going to continue the rest of this video with the reed in your mouth. I'm going to take mine out so that I can continue talking to you. Okay, so I'm going to put my reed back in, but you're going to keep your reed in your mouth. Okay, so the first part that we're going to assemble is your mouthpiece. So you have the ligature in the mouthpiece. If you have a cap, you can take that off. And the barrel. Now we did this our first lesson, and those two are just going to fit together nice and snug. If you have a brand new clarinet and your corks are really thick, you might not be able to screw it in all the way or push it in all the way. Let's see there. See how that's kind of not together all the way? That's all right for now. These corks will start to loosen up. Now my clarinet's old, so I can get that all the way together. So we'll put mouthpiece and barrel. We'll put the ligature on top and we'll set that off to the side. The next two pieces are going to be our body pieces. So you're going to look in your case for the two big ones. Now, as we can tell, there's a lot of keys, and these are the ones that are going to take a little bit of thought to put together. We have to be careful when we grab these, not to grab on super tight to all these keys and rods and bars and all the different pieces, because we don't want to bend them and we don't want to move them around too much, because it's going to make our clarinet not function. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. One piece of your clarinet has this. I'm going to put my finger up here. Has this piece right here. This is called the bridge, because it's going to make a bridge to the other piece. It's called a bridge. So find on your clarinet the piece that looks just like that. This one right here. Can you see it? Okay. I'm going to put this one down for the moment. On your other piece of the clarinet, it's going to look like this. We have the other half of the bridge. Mine is right here. And if you look, it almost looks like it has a little step on it. Do you see this? Okay. When we assemble our clarinet, I'll put it right up here. This piece, I'll put my fingers on it. This piece here is going to attach to this piece here. It's going to be the bridge. Now, when they go on, I'm carefully twisting. When they go on, that's a pretty good view. You can see right here, they're lining up perfectly. They're perfectly in line. This would be out of adjustment. See how they're not quite in line? Can you see that? Yeah, okay. They're not quite in line. If I twist it a little left or right, now that part right there is perfectly aligned. Here's how you're going to do that. Pull it apart. Find that bridge again and press some of the keys until you find the key that can raise the bridge and lower the bridge. I'm pressing over here. When we grab onto the clarinet, we can press that key down. Watch. We can press that key down. Oops. So it raises the bridge. Then we're going to find our other part, the step. We're going to line them up as best as we can. I hope you can see that. It's a little hard to see. We're going to line it as best as we can. And we're going to gently, without squeezing too hard, gently push them together until that bridge is perfectly lined up. Now you should have the big part of the clarinet. Everything from here on out is easy. You're going to take the bottom part, the bell. It only goes on one side. So if it fits on too loose, It's the wrong side. Put it on the bottom. The way we're going to do this is we're going to just carefully twist, 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 and put it on. Don't feel that you have to push it down all the way. It's okay, especially if you have a brand new clarinet. If a little bit of the cork is showing, that's totally fine. It doesn't matter what direction this bell goes, because it's exactly the same on every side. You have one last piece. I hope you still have that reed in your mouth. The last piece is we're going to put the top onto the body. So first things first, you can grab it by the barrel. Just put it on. I'll move my hands here, sorry. Put it on and give it a nice little twist. Can you guess what I'm going to say? If it doesn't go down all the way, especially if you have a new clarinet, it's okay. I know they're hard. I know they're hard to get on. But my clarinet's old, so I'm going to push mine down all the way. There's one more part to line up. The front of your clarinet has all the keys on it. The back of your clarinet has one thumb key. Do you remember that from recorder? It has one thumb key. Well, this thumb key and all this, it's going to point, it's going to keep on pointing to the flat part of your mouthpiece. So I'm going to twist this. I don't know if you can really see very well in this video, but that's the hole. That's where the mouthpiece is going to go. So if we line it up, the thumb key points to this key, and it points to the flat part of the mouthpiece. So now that reed that you've been soaking this entire video, you're going to take it out. You're going to put it right on there. You'll know your clarinet is lined up perfectly if that thumb key and that other thumb key lines up now with the mouthpiece. You will then place your reed. So now the screws are there. So now we have the thumb key, a thumb key, all the screws in the reed. You're going to place this just like we learned in lessons. I'm doing mine quick here. It's going to take you another minute. You're going to place it just like we learned in lessons so that you have the screws over the bark. The screws are over the bark. Your reed is perfectly straight. There's a teeny bit of black showing right up at the top. This reed and mouthpiece looks perfect right now. It's going to make some beautiful noises. Put it back on here. And your clarinet is lined up. So there's a few key points. Number one, check your bridge. Make sure that your bridge key is lined up and it's straight. You want those parts to be touching, and you don't want them to be cockeyed. You want them to be right straight with each other. Okay, so that was your bridge key. The other part to make sure is that your mouthpiece is lined up. You can trace the thumb key, the other thumb key, and that should go straight up here to the screws in the reed and the mouthpiece. Mine got a little bit moved, so I'm going to straighten it up. There we go. So everything, okay, there we go. So everything is straight in line. Now we're ready to play our first notes. All right, everybody. I hope this was a helpful video for you, and I'll see you next time you have lessons.